Hey, this is Johnny Bean. I think. Am I? I think I am.
Who are you?
Yeah, I think I am Johnny Bean. JohnnyBean.com. There we go. Hey, this is going to be a quick chat with Dave Nesdahl and Rob Johnson. How are you guys
Hey,
doing?
good. How you doing there, Johnny? What's up, Rob?
What's up, Dave? Johnny? Good to see you guys.
Same here.
Yeah. And that was a great thing last night. That chat we had with uh,
Greg.
Greg.
Awesome. Awesome.
I'm sorry. I just woke up.
Hi, Howie. Howie's there.
Yeah. He wants his W, and so he knows the word. He even knows the letter.
The letter?
Yeah. Yes. But anyway, cool. So, what are you guys up to? What do you guys have?
I think we're gonna talk Pacer. We're talking early '80s Kramer Pacers.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We'll both go through them, but Dave and I have two very, very similar guitars. They're basically both the same year, 1982 original Kramer Pacer Imperial guitars, and a couple little differences between his and mine, but other than that, they're just about identical in a lot of in their originality, anyways. You want me to go first? You want to go, Dave?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
This guitar is an original Kramer Pacer Imperial, 1982 B series guitar. It's got a B serial number on it, and I've had this guitar for about a year. I've always wanted one, and as much as I love the Floyd Rose bridges, it's my favorite bridge. Obviously, I just love them. Nothing beats a Floyd, an original Floyd. Even some of the copies, I like some of the copies as well. But being that there was a portion of time when Kramer was utilizing the Rockinger tremolo, which was coined when it first came out, the original Edward Van Halen model bridge. And Eddie was at the time going through a period of his life where he was looking at some different bridges. He had experimented with the Floyd a little bit, although it was a little tinny sounding, a little brassy sounding. He wasn't 100%. He was pretty much there, but he was kind of looking around for some potential other options just to kind of make up his mind. And at the time, Kramer had pretty much had they had Eddie in their back pocket, and they were looking at some different bridges. And this Rockinger bridge was kind of a short-lived bridge, I guess, to some degree, and not a lot of guitars had these on them. But they did a run of them back in the 80s, in the early 80s, I think even up to 83, where they had this bridge. And I've kind of shown this guitar before, but it's a Rockinger tremolo. It is a locking tune bridge, so to speak. And the nut is it's very Floyd similar in a lot of ways, although the nut is behind. It's a little bit further back. And you'll notice basically what it is it's got these little Allen screws, and when the string goes through, you just clamp it down. So it's kind of the same idea as a Floyd. I do like this bridge. This particular one, it does stay in tune, and it was definitely it was a good purchase for me because it allowed me to actually say I have a guitar that has a Rockinger on it, and it was a Kramer guitar like Ed, because Ed had actually two of these guitars. The multicolored tape guitar, the record that I did, actually was originally purple before he put the tape on it, and then but that one had a Rockinger on it, and then Ed also had a white Kramer Imperial with a headstock similar to this one and Dave's yours, and that one also had a Rockinger. So this guitar I found on Craigslist last year. Got a really, really good deal on it. The guy just was the original owner, bought it brand new back in 1982 from a local guitar shop, and it's got very, very, very minimal play wear on it. The frets could use to be dressed a little bit because they're kind of old, but the body is just absolutely almost like glass. I would believe these would be Schaller pickups. I think they were factory. Everything on this guitar is pretty much original. I mean, even the jack is original. The neck. It's got the high gloss kind of finish, which I'm not a big fan of, but that's how a lot of the Kramers came. Really nice low action, you know. Has original gold Godo chrome. Gold Godo tuners, and they were also original. A lot of people don't realize this, but Kramer at the time, and Paul Unkert has said this in interviews before, Kramer was using the Godo gold tuners on a lot of their Kramers back then. Even guitars that had chrome hardware, you would find them with the gold Godos. I think, Dave, yours is like that as well.
Yep.
Again, it's a B serial number, and the back plate's got the 2 screws in the cavity, unlike some of the other ones. I chose to leave the back plates on this guitar just because, like I said, I wanted to keep it as all original as I can. It's in absolutely great shape. I love how it plays. Even I'm pretty sure even the strap locks were the original. Were the original.
Yeah, those are the originals. Yep.
Yeah. And like I said, this guitar, it's jet black. Everything is smooth as butter. Again, not a huge, I wouldn't want a lot of guitars with these Rockingers on it, but I did want one just to say that I had a guitar that had that Edward Van Halen tremolo on it. And as we know, that didn't last very long.
What's the deal with those? Why do people not like those things?
I don't dislike it, Johnny. I like I said, it dives very similar to a Floyd. I mean, it's very similar. It sits flush, on the body. It's very, like I said, very similar to a Floyd in a lot of ways. It is a brassy sounding bridge because it's made of brass. It's not quite as versatile as a Floyd. I think you can do more with a Floyd than you can with these types of bridges. You can bury the bar a little bit more. You have some more options. The string changes on these guitars really isn't that bad because, the strings just go right into the back right here. That's where the ball is. So, I mean, they're much quicker to string up, I guess you could say, than a Floyd, or they can be. But it doesn't really lock at the bridge like a Floyd. That's the one difference. And I think as your strings stretch a little bit more over time, especially when you play, I found that this guitar will stay in tune when I'm playing it for an hour or two. But when I put it down and I come back to it a couple of days later, it's gone a little bit out of tune. And that could be age, that could be some different things. But I don't dislike it, but I can definitely see why Ed went with the Floyd Rose versus the Rockinger. But I mean, it's a great guitar. I love how it plays. I love how it feels. The neck is really, really smooth. Yeah,
I love those necks.
One of my favorite Kramers.
I love those necks. Those are probably my second or third favorite necks.
Yeah. Yeah, the original beat.
The feeling, the shape.
Yeah.
The shape of them. Not so much if they're glossy, no, but just the shape of them in general.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the story on this one. Just an original '82 Kramer Pacer Imperial. And I got lucky because I got it with the Rockinger, and I wanted that one on there, or on the one that I had. And I'd love to have one like you have too, Dave, and like with a Floyd. What do you got?
Yeah. Well, this one is the white version of yours. This is a late '82, early '83 transitional Pacer Imperial. And the reason I say it's transitional is because it is a B serial number.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can get that. Maybe you can see it. Yes, it's a B serial number, but it does have a Floyd Rose on it, and this is original to the guitar.
Yeah.
And it still is a Pat Pending headstock.
Yeah.
And it has the gold Godo tuning pegs on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, mine is also a patent pending headstock. Yeah. See that.
So is mine.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that's original is nothing.
This guitar is so clean. It's got a tiny, tiny ding right here, and it's so small that you can't. It's almost unnoticeable.
Yeah.
There was some concern to whether this was original or not. I found out that the Kramer rep at the time owned this guitar. This was his sample piece.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that I bought this from worked with Sam Ash at the time.
Yeah.
And he wanted this piece. He wanted this guitar so badly. It came out of the factory with this because they couldn't get the, for some reason, they could not get the barrel jack all the way in. So they put it on this little what's it
Plastic?
called?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little plastic guard, so that you see how it sticks up out of the body.
Yep.
Well, because it was, Kramer back then, nothing was a set thing. Nothing was consistent. So
Right.
the route on the inside here wasn't long enough to get the whole barrel jack in. So they had to have it on this plate, or else it would stick out.
Right.
And that's why this is original to this guitar.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, they didn't come like this.
Right.
This is a maple body, and it should be heavy, but it's not. This is not heavy at all.
Yeah,
These are the original Schaller pickups.
Yep.
I just had some fret work done to this guitar because it's so old and it didn't have any fret wear to it. But the
Right.
neck was it was a little funny, and some of the frets were sticking up. They had some high frets, so I just had a level and polish done on it yesterday. And
Yeah.
I got to tell you, the action on this guitar is super duper low, and there is no. I don't know if you could see that.
Oh yeah.
But look how low that is. That's insane.
Yeah.
And the bridge is now sitting against the body.
Yep. Looks good.
So, yeah, the action is super low and it doesn't buzz anywhere. And you can do it. You can do a two-step bend anywhere on the guitar. It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It does have that super glossy feel, which I'm not crazy about, but you know what? It's actually not that bad.
No, it's not. And I played mine the other day, and you're right, Dave. I was like, oh gosh, how am I going to play this thing, And I was, moving up and down the neck, and I was actually surprised. It's not that bad. You're right.
Yeah. The other thing I want to talk about on this guitar, which is a little out of the ordinary, but is super duper cool, is this particular nut on this guitar. The shelf had to have been cut perfectly because when you tune the guitar up and then you clamp it, normally on a Floyd Rose guitar, some of the strings will go either a little flat, a little sharp. They
Right.
don't really always clamp in tune. This guitar clamps in tune. I didn't have to use my fine tuners at all to keep this in tune.
Wow.
Clamp it
I
down.
don't think I have a guitar that does that.
It's insane. I mean, new guitars now, they're more susceptible to clamp in tune because all the tolerances are more correct these days.
Right.
Everything it's a science today. Back then, it wasn't so much a science, but this particular guitar, it's insane. I've already done two string changes on the guitar, and both times it clamped right in tune.
Nice.
Every string.
Well, speaking about the clamping in tune, maybe you had the original Floyds that had no fine tuners.
Yeah.
How did you, once you clamp that thing down, what would you do?
You had to guess. It was more a guessing game. You had to really know that Floyd Rose well, and after you clamp it, you kind of have to know which strings go sharp and how sharp they go.
Right.
So you have to compensate when you're tuning it before you clamp it, because generally speaking, no matter how many times you clamp it, it's going to go out of tune the same way every time.
Yeah.
It doesn't go out of tune differently. It goes out of tune the same way. So once you get an idea of where you need to have your strings, as far as tuning wise before you clamp, you
Mm-hmm.
can get them in tune. And I mean, Brad Gillis to this day has to do the same thing because he has a floating on all of his main guitars. They're Floyd Roses with no fine tuners, and they're floating. They're
That
not
sounds like
against the body; they're floating. So
that sounds like a total nightmare.
Yeah.
it can be.
That sounds unbearable.
It
And I'm
can
not
be,
talking
but
about Night Ranger.
yeah. Well,
You know.
it can be. It
No,
can
I
be
like Brad.
unbearable.
Cool. I saw him at NAMM. He walked right past me. I'm like, "Hi, Brad." He's like, "Hey."
Yeah, Brad's a cool
Um,
dude. I've spoken to him quite a few times, and I've spoken to him about his guitar and the fact that he has fine tuning Floyds on him.
how do you
So
deal with that?
that's other than knowing because I used to own one myself.
Yeah.
That's the answer he gave me. He's like, well, you have to really know where your strings are going to be before you clamp. You can't really tune them to pitch because they're going to clamp out of tune. So you have to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that sounds
it sounds
crazy.
weird.
I mean, what if
it
that's
sounds
your one guitar and you bust a string on stage?
Then you're
You're-
a retard for having one
You're
guitar.
screwed. You're totally screwed. And
Yeah.
what if Oh, that just sounds no.
I had one on my Star Charvel replica that I did before I got the EVH Star. I built one, and I really regret getting rid of it because that one was just about exact. It had the UBOB 2 and everything on the back, and everything was really nice. And I ended up saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna buy the EVH version instead." And I'm glad I got the EVH version because I love my Star. I love the EVH Star, but I missed the one that I made. But on that guitar, I had a non-fine tuner Floyd to keep it consistent with what Ed had when he was, playing during the Invasion tour. And I'll tell you what, I loved that guitar, but it was a nightmare to tune that thing up because, like Dave said, you have to, when you loosen your nut, you have to compensate, and you got to kind of know what strings go sharp, what strings go flat a little bit. And after a while, you can get used to it, but it was tough. It was hard.
That sounds
So-
totally insane to me.
So-
I mean, I can see clamping down. Oh, there you go. I can see. What am I trying to say? I can see that if they all go one way,
Yeah.
like generally when I tune my guitar, I generally like when I'm on stage or whatever. One second. I generally when I tune my guitar, I generally tune it a little bit sharp.
Right.
So that way when I'm playing,
Yeah.
it comes back to actual 440, whatever,
Right.
standard down the line tuning. But anyway, that just sounds nuts.
So this here is a prototype from 1979. It doesn't even say Floyd Rose on it,
Nice.
and it says Floyd right here. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
And
Rose, yeah.
this is the steel block painted black that Eddie has on his 5150. Although I guess the black is off of his. His is actually steel looking.
Yeah.
But this is what Brad Gillis has on his guitars. This is also what Eddie had on his guitars back then. This would be the exact bridge that Eddie had on the black and yellow when it first came out.
Right.
And each year after that, they looked a little bit different. Each one, like in 1980, the actual plate looked a little bit different, and by 1980, it said Floyd Rose on it. That's why this is a 79, because it doesn't say Floyd on it. The arm, you can see that the collar is an actual. It's a. It's not a collar. It's a.
bolt?
It's a nut. It's like a nut.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's cool.
That's how they were. That's how they were on Eddie's. Even on the whale tail guitars, it's a nut. It's not a collar.
Yeah.
Like
How
they
long
are
have you had that bridge, Dave?
What's that?
How long have you had that bridge?
I've had this bridge about 3 years, and it is so clean. It is. I mean, look at it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. There's not one bit of rust on the whole thing. It's totally clean.
Look at that big steel block. That is cool.
Yeah, and it's not as heavy as you would think. I have the arm really tight, but yeah, this is a great showpiece. I like to show this. I originally had this on my Circles guitar when I first built the Circles,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't stay in tune at all. So I took it right off and put a 1984 reissue
Yeah.
Floyd on it. But this will find a home on a guitar one day. I just have to figure out which one I want to do. I might do another black and yellow.
Yeah.
Because the black and yellow I have is an EVH gear, and I might put this one on the black and yellow.
Mm-hmm. I was just about to say, hey, dude. Yeah, he hasn't had his W yet, so he's like really, really bothering me. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, because I could see your black and yellow in the background there, and that might be a good thing. And also, Vinny says hello to Rob.
Hey, Vinny, how you doing?
And Howie says, I want to walk.
Yeah. So tell us about your guitar, Johnny.
My guitar?
Yeah.
Your Kramer.
This is my air guitar right here. I can play it any time. Oh, how embarrassing.
That had to hurt.
You want to see my guitar real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Howie, you can't hear him crying?
No.
You can't hear that at all? Yeah,
No.
he wants his W, so we're going to have to... see, he heard me say W. He knows exactly. All right, let me show you my guitar real quick. Let me just grab it. Hang on.
So, Dave,
Yep.
while Johnny's grabbing his guitar real quick, I'm just going to show you guys. We were talking about the Neptune guitar the other day, you and I were, and I'm actually in the process of building one right now. It's in pieces. I do not have the black put on yet. I'm going to be doing the black paint splooge this week, but I got the red all done, and well, I just got a dummy pickup sitting there. This is not the one I'm going to use, but basically, kind of see.
Now it's my turn to drop something, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Neptune guitar.
That looks great.
Yeah, it came out pretty cool.
That looks great. That looks just like this one.
Yeah, not quite yet. So. But yeah, that's a cool guitar. I've always had a fascination for the Neptune Kramer, and I had this body laying around, and it seemed to fit the bill pretty good. And said, what the heck? I had some parts, and so it's all striped up, red and white, and came out pretty good. And I'm going to be putting the black on this weekend, so I got a couple of ideas for that. I've never done a Neptune. That's the one guitar I've probably. Well, there's probably more than that one, but I've never done a Neptune, so it's the first for me, so it's kind of fun. Enjoying it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Thanks.
All right, Johnny, show us your guitar.
Here we go. Here's mine. Let me turn my camera
You have to turn your camera on.
back on real quick. Okay, here I am. Hey. All right, this is mine. Kramer. Right there. It's a Focus 1000 body, and this was like my second guitar.
Mm-hmm.
This one.
Cool.
You can't hear that? You can't hear him crying?
I can now.
Well, yeah, Focus 1000, right there. This is the neck, which would be similar to yours, I guess.
Yeah, love that neck.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right
that's
there.
Cool.
Looks
Love
like that. And yeah, it's just the neck. I mean, the tuners I stuck on there from something. The nut stuck on there. Everything I just stuck on. But the pickup is the EVH Gear Wolfgang.
Nice.
I love those things. And EVH Gear Floyd Rose.
Nice. Is that a 5150 you have on there?
It's a 5.
Yeah.
It's a 5, and then it's an EAD-GBE that I wrote on there when I was, a teenager.
Yeah.
That's how I memorized the strings,
Nice.
This is my guitar body when I was 15.
Yeah.
15,
Wow.
16, 17, and then 18. When I was about 18, that's when I got the Music Man.
Yep. I like the
So-
duct tape on it. I can see the duct tape residue.
Oh yeah. I've left that that's been there for decades.
Yeah. That's
Decades,
cool. That's
And yeah, yeah, just EVH decal, Seymour Duncan decal has been on there for about 20 years.
yeah.
JohnnyBean.com decal, been there for about 10 years or whatever.
That's a cool guitar.
Cool, man.
I dig it, and it's got two different strap pins I stuck on, if you can see that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So I can use a regular strap and use the the style.
yeah, yeah. The
Same,
EVA
same
stuff.
same as right there. See.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
That works.
So it's cool, but it makes it kind of weird when you're holding the guitar. You don't want to accidentally get your finger caught, in there or
Yeah.
something weird,
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
other than that, though, I mean, it's awesome.
yeah. That is a cool thing. I love the color, candy apple red.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
How's
that's
the
fine.
action on that? How's the action? Nice and low?
Sort of. Sort of. I mean, all my guitars, they're kind of all set up kind of jacked,
Yeah.
and I get used to playing them however they are. So it's like if, say my Music Man, that's kind of relates, I guess, has a ding in the back of the what do you call this?
The neck.
I've been playing it for so long, I'm used to that feeling of that ding there. It wouldn't feel the same without it. So the same kind of thing with all my guitars. They're all set up kind of this and that, and whichever guitar it is, I know exactly what it's going to feel like, when I play it.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, this thing could totally it could use a fret job. I mean, it's pretty banged up. You probably can't. I don't know if you can really even see. It's probably too hard
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
to see some of the stuff in it, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
Very
Kramer.
cool. I have just a little side note. I do have another '83 Pacer in candy apple red, Pacer Imperial, that it needs a fret job as well. The frets are jacked on it, and the Floyd Rose is not original to the guitar, but I mean it's an old one, but it's not original to the guitar.
Yeah.
It's the second one that was put on there. But it does have the original Schaller pickups, and it's in pretty good condition. It does have it doesn't have the same route as this one does on the bottom. It has more the Beretta style route.
Yeah.
But it is an '83 with the Beretta style route.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have this just real quickly. This is a guitar I built about 2 years ago, totally out of parts. The body was a Frankenstrat style body I got from our friend Jerry. Just sent it to me. It was totally unfinished, and I had the body literally sitting around with nothing to do with it. I had no idea what I was going to do with it because I really wasn't in the mood to build another Frankenstrat. And I had this neck sitting around, which is an old Kramer.
Oh yeah, an '85.
Yeah, it's like an old Kramer 85, and. So I said, you know what? I'm going to marry these up. I'm going to make kind of like a common. It could be an Eddie Van Halen style guitar, kind of like a Frankenstrat, kind of like a Kramer, kind of like the old Kurt Mitchell, Warmoth, body like
Yeah,
he the Van
sure.
Halen videos. And because I always kind of like that original wood, so I took the body and the neck. Got this is a Floyd Rose special. Got a D-tune on it. It's got a big brass block from Compliments of Adam Reaver in the back. And Eddie pickguard, VH1 style pickguard. Duncan custom in the bridge. Tone knob. What else? Again, original Kramer 85 neck. I think I put some gold. These are gold Godo tuners on it with chrome hardware. And on the back, I think I got a gold, just a gold neck plate. Oh, I see the sign.
Oh my God.
I see your head, Dave.
Yeah, who doesn't? Who doesn't see my head?
But this is cool. It's one of those guitars that.
It's like this is really shiny. Oh wait, that's his head.
Well, I just shaved it tonight. I just shaved my head tonight.
Looks sharp.
Thank you. Actually, it's very dull.
Boy, I tell you played it in a while because the thing's way out of tune. But this is one of those guitars where it's really not worth anything to anybody except the person that's playing it. But I really love how it feels. It really feels cool. And it's a total Frankenstein job, really. Kind of complements the Eddie catalog back there,
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
I guess you could call it a Kramer.
Mm-hmm.
Kramer-esque.
That's
That's
awesome.
right.
That's really cool. That's really cool. So is that a Beretta neck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
85 Beretta. It's the same neck that your Ripley is.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm also in the process of building another Kramer ad guitar, and I'm waiting for the body to come in. So I'm kind of doing the Neptune and the ad guitar at the same time. I've done a bunch of ad guitars, but the difference between the one that I'm going to build, and you guys will all get a chance to see it because it should be done soon. The body should be coming in the next week or so. The neck is complete. I have the neck all complete, and here it is. This is the neck that's going to go on the ad guitar. It's a Scott Smith Musicraft neck. The bird's eye on this thing is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Awesome.
Man.
Yeah, the headstock's basically all done. It's all painted, ready to go. You can tell it's got the original gold crown head chevron Godos. And
Jealous about that.
These tuners took me forever to find. Literally forever. I have some chrome ones that I'm just waiting for a project, to complete to use them on. Probably going to be a Frankenstrat. But I've had this neck for about 5 years because I did this guitar about 5 years ago. And the body that it was married to was the guitar body that I'm using for the Neptune right now, the one I showed you a few minutes ago. And I finally decided, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually build a Neptune, and that's going to be the body I'm going to use just because I had it laying around. And I'm going to get a body from Chris Locke. I'm going to do an ad guitar that has the big fat Walker body horn, and all that. So I took this neck off because this neck is perfect for that guitar, and all the hardware over there is ready to go. And the body should be in, like I said, in about a week or so, and I'll get that all striped up. And the Neptune and the ad guitar should be about coming together within, around the same time frame. I got my buddy Scott sending me a neck right now for the Neptune, and like I said, we should be able to finish those up. But these tuners, I found them on eBay. Back, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago, and it was one of those things where I saw them and I was like, you got to be kidding me. This is the ones. And here's the funny thing. They only cost me $70.
That's insane. That's an amazing price.
Yeah, and I don't think the guy that was selling them really knew what he had. And I really, not to sound like a total jerk, I wasn't about to tell him.
Yeah.
I gave him the price that he wanted, and he was happy, and I was certainly happy. So these are the tuners that I'm going to use. So like I said, as far as the decal on the back, I had a homemade decal on the back that said the #1 Edward Van Halen model. I ripped that off because I'm going to try to get the right decal here moving forward, and so yeah, it should be a pretty good project. And so that's the other one I got kind of in the works. So we'll see what happens.
Cool.
Never satisfied, We're always tinkering around.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, always, building, changing, whatever. That reminds me, I gotta change my strings in my telly.
There you go.
I think I was gonna play that. I'm playing a gig on Sunday. I'm in Oakland, and I've been using my EVH Gear special.
Mm-hmm.
That stealth special thing that I threw together. Yeah, I think that I'll use that guitar and I'll use the telly. But yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Well, it sounds like Howie needs his walk, huh?
Yeah, yeah. We have a few more minutes if you're still.
Grogan's hanging out here tonight too.
Sure.
Grogan, what are you doing? Yeah, he's just hanging out. How's Brandy doing?
She's great. Hell, let's see if I can get her.
There she is. Nice.
She's just chilling out on the couch, or on the Chase Lounge. It's
Chilling
her
on
bed. It's her bed.
Matt Dillon on penicillin.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, hey,
wherever
Howard.
wherever I go,
Hey,
she
Howard.
goes. She's
Yeah.
my partner.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Gogan is. He's the same way, yeah. Now, Howie's up.
Yeah. Hey, Howie. Howie, can you do some tricks? Howie, can you yawn? Can you yawn? Let me see. Let me see. Stretch. Stretch. Go like this. Stretch. Stretch. Yeah, he.
How about
He wants no part of it. He wants no part of it.
Yeah. Howie, can you speak? Speak. Speak. Yeah, he doesn't. He's like, no. He's like, I want my walk.
on my walk?
Is what he's saying. We'll go soon, okay?
You good dog. They're like family, aren't they?
He looks like Snoopy.
Yeah.
Snoopy?
Yeah.
Do you look
Wasn't
like
Snoopy a Dalmatian?
No, I don't think so.
I think
What was Snoopy?
I thought he was
anybody-
something else.
Who's watching this? I know there's a few people that have been looking at this. If anybody knows who Snoopy is, or what kind of dog is Snoopy, leave it in the comments below, please. Yeah, I have no idea what Snoopy is. I guess I could ask Siri, maybe.
Siri might know.
What kind of dog is Snoopy?
Let me check that. Okay, I found this on the web for what kind of dog is Snoopy.
Snooky, Snoopy.
It's not gonna say.
Doesn't say this. Let me
Siri's
try
full
this.
of shit.
Bark like a dog.
Is this where things get weird? Because they just got weird.
I've never heard that one before.
We could have some serious fun with Siri tonight, bud.
Yeah, we could have a serious chat if we like. Oh, now he's going crazy. Uh-oh.
I was jumping around.
There he goes. He's gonna roll over. Look at this. There
Siri,
he goes.
who's the fairest of them all?
There he goes.
Snow White? Is that you?
Huh?
Nope.
I was just asking my phone. I was just asking Siri some dirty questions a little while ago. She didn't want to talk to me. She got mad at me. She said, "Rob, you know better than that."
You know what's really bad is I don't know if it's Siri, but just the iPhone in general. Maybe it's heard me swear so much, like dang it and darn it and all those really bad words.
Oh, because those are swears.
Because I'll be typing a message to somebody, and for autocorrect, it'll give me swears.
Yeah.
They'll say I'll do something. And whatever. If there's some word that starts with F, autocorrect word will pop up the F word.
Yeah.
And
Mine's done that before too.
one thing my phone does though, which is really funny, is what's the word? Oh, I can't tell the story unless I can remember what the word is. Otherwise, I'll ruin it. I forget. I'll have to remember next time.
Oh, we got more videos to come.
Yeah. There's four people. There's four people looking at this right now. So hi, whoever's looking at us. We're actually live right now, as far as 6:55 p.m. on the West Coast, February 25th, 2016.
That's not bad. It's an hour. We did an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
We've been on for an hour?
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
What happened to 20 minutes?
I know. I know. Dang. Well, yeah.
Well, each one of our little discussions was 20 minutes.
Yeah. That's for sure. I know mine probably was.
Dang. Dang. Well,
Well,
yeah, I did a Facebook post today. You know, I do those live videos on Facebook,
yeah,
and I did one. I don't know, a couple hours ago, whatever it was. And one of the things I said, well, because I pop up on there and people start saying stuff. They start talking to me, like, hey Johnny, do this, do that, you know. Um, so, but one of the things I was saying on there, I was talking about vlogging and how I like to film, uh, you know, just daily life things, whatever. And I was talking about my YouTube channel and how I post a lot of different stuff. And lately, it's been like a lot of these hangouts. You know,
yeah,
these hangouts they've really progressed. I think since we started doing them. I mean, Dave and I, we started kind of doing these here and there like a year ago,
Yeah, about a year ago.
maybe. And doing similar to what we're doing right here, but more and more people have gotten involved. Like Rob, you're here now. You've been jumping in on a lot of these, and I mean it's great. It's great to see you because like I had said before, and usually if we talk, it's like once every like couple few years or something.
yeah, right.
And it's great that you're always, well, not always around, but you know what I mean.
Kind of.
That we're actually around now, and we're able to talk. And
Well, it's funny, Bill. I mean, over the last, month and a half, 2 months since I've been doing these with you guys, I mean, like I said, I've known you, Johnny, for almost 20 years. But I really haven't known Dave for more up. It's only been a couple of months. I've known of him, but I've always kind of wanted to hang out with him and just be like, hey, this guy's got some kick-ass guitars. And now,
thank you. I've always felt the same about you. I just, I've known your collection for many years.
yeah.
So,
Well, I thank you for that, Dave, and I feel the same way. I mean, when I first saw your stuff, I was like, damn, this guy's got it down, and wow, that's impressive. And now I consider you guys some really, really good close friends.
yeah.
I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. I mean, every day we talk now. I mean, if it's not
which brings me to what Johnny and I have spoken to a few times now. We're all in different areas of the country, and we've become such close friends. This is unheard of. No one has ever done this. Until now, you couldn't do this until now.
Yeah. Crazy. It's amazing.
I've never physically met either one of you, and the two of you are like two of my closest friends. It's insane.
I feel the same way. Like I said, I mean, I'll be at work during the day, and it's like, oh, I got to shoot these guys a message, see what they're up to. Boom, and it's gone. And it's amazing how close you can become with people via technology. And like you said, we haven't even physically met each other, but I know that's going to change, because I know that's going to.
Oh yeah, actually, in the near future, it'll change.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
well, I mean, don't be shocked that I'm really 3'2".
Yeah, but believe me, we knew that about you already, there, Johnny.
Well, don't be shocked that I'm really incredibly sexy, and just,
I already knew that.
Yeah, I mean, the photo you sent today was ridiculous.
no.
You have muscles on top of your muscles. That's crazy.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, but hey, Vinny has a question.
Yes, you do, Johnny.
Vinny has a question for Rob. Vinny, what's your question, Vinny? Vinny says, I got a question for Rob.
Is it a personal question, or is
I don't know. That's all it says. What's your question, Vinny?
He's typing it now. Relax.
No, he's not.
He's gonna be.
Oh, here he goes. He's typing it now. I see it. But yeah, this is great. This is great. Talking to you guys on this, doing these things. Yeah, one thing I was saying on Facebook though, on my video, is I like doing. I like talk. Well, it's not that I like talking to the camera, but I've gotten
good at it.
I've gotten used to it. Like me, like sitting here like this, on a camera with a mic. This is something you wouldn't have seen me do few years ago. It's crazy. But I started following a lot of vloggers,
Yeah.
if you guys follow, like, Chris Perello, if you know who he is, or iJustine, or there's a lot of different people. I've been following a lot of these people the past. Dude, are you okay? We're gonna go soon. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah, and you can't do that either.
No.
You can't do that. Uh-uh.
I heard him a couple times a few minutes ago.
Yeah, he shouldn't be doing that. And look at this. We're getting more people. There's 7 people watching us now. Wow. Hey, if you're just tuning in, that's my dog's tail. That's Howie Bean.
Oh, by the way, Dave, I've changed my text tone to the robot, and it's been driving people nuts for the last week.
It's funny.
It is. It's been going off in the other room. I didn't bring my phone in here because I just get sick and tired of looking at it all the time. And I can hear the thing. It's going back and forth.
Man. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll have to get back to Vinny's question later. I gotta run. It's time for his walk.
Okay.
So,
Whatever it was, Vinny, all I'm going to say is, we'll talk soon. And any
he can
questions?
send you a message.
Yeah, send us a message. Cool. Hey, guys, it was great again tonight, and we'll chat again soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. All right. David Nesdahl, Rob
Yo.
Johnson, Howie Bean, johnbean.com. See ya.
Night, guys.
All right, I gotta go. I'll see you guys.
All right,
All right,
guys.
do
Take
your
care.
thing.
Have a good night.
Take care.
Chat later.